What is up, you guys? Lawson here. So, heading out to the pond. I have not updated the pond video in a long time. I've been out of town basically on and off for about 2 months and really haven't gone out to the pond and done anything to it. But while I was gone in Colombia, actually, I get a text message from my dad saying that we have a new visitor or new inhabitant in our pond. So we're going out to see this thing, and I don't know if you guys are gonna believe what's in this pond now. It's kind of really funny, but it can kind of be weird at the same time and kind of sketchy. But we're gonna get out there, we're gonna show you what's going on, and get right at it. So we are out here at the pond now. It is very beautiful out. A lot of things have changed a lot around this pond. A lot of landscaping has been done while I've been gone. So our visitor, or I don't even know if our visitor, I guess he's the resident now, is sitting in the pond behind us. There's a little alligator has made his way into our pond. And that really just shows, on the first video I ever made about this pond, I said, I don't know if there's any alligators or not, but growing up in Florida, my dad basically always taught me, if there's a body of water, of fresh water, there's a huge possibility that there's an alligator in it. And he wasn't originally in here. We spent enough time out here and no one in my family had ever seen him. But now it rained a ton and flooded, and all of a sudden we have a little baby, like 1.5-foot alligator in this pond. There's actually 2 of them, but one of them's very bold and not afraid of people really at all. So if you see, he's lurking up behind me right now. He's been creeping up on me. He is not shy. Like, oh, that's insane. That is insane. He just swam off right there. But that really shows that there can be an alligator. Oh, hello. There can be an alligator literally anywhere. And luckily this is like a little 1.5-foot one. And he can't like kill you or anything, but an alligator that size, he could rip your finger off if you got a hold of it, or hurt your hand very badly if you were dumb enough and he got a hold of it. They're still very powerful little animals. But what's crazy about it, he's just little. He's a little baby, so he had to be born nearby. So that means, you know, probably within a mile of this pond, there's a big 8-foot plus female somewhere, because they don't just drop out of the sky. So we're gonna film him a little bit and kind of do a little bit of updating around the pond and talk about our options, what we're gonna do with little buddy here. It's really a crazy thing about how curious baby alligators are, where if you do a lot of bass fishing in places like Florida and Texas, Georgia, wherever there is alligators, you probably have had it happen before when you've been throwing a frog in a lily pad mat and all of a sudden a little gator comes bursting through the mat trying to eat your frog. And I've literally had little alligators, I'm reeling in a frog, run up out of the water onto the bank like at my feet, and then see me and be like, oh, there's a person here, and instantly run away. They just don't know anything yet, so they're just literally reckless and fearless. He's interesting, where literally he's swimming at my feet right now as I'm standing here. He is a shrimp though, just a little shrimp. So little buddy has swapped sides over here, and he's literally sitting right here in the water. I have my GoPro on a stick. I'm gonna record and put it down there and see what he does, if he'll come up and just mouth it, if he's gonna try to bite the crap out of it, if he's gonna be scared of it. I don't know, but I think it'd be fun, and why the heck not? He's coming in hot. That's so funny. I can see the screen was recording, so it looks so funny. That is so freaking funny. Alright, we'll leave him alone with that. So real quick, I'll talk about what are the rules behind these things, because alligators are protected because they almost went extinct. There's a regulated hunting season on them now. And actually growing up, my dad and I used to apply for alligator permits every year, and we've done a few years of alligator hunting, but haven't done it in probably 5 or 6 years. But the rules are basically, if you're not permitted to be hunting alligators or an alligator removal, you're not allowed to do anything to them. You're not allowed to touch them. Even though he's on our property, we're not technically allowed to do anything to him, and that includes feeding them, touching them, removing them, harassing them. If you count me filming him with my camera harassing him, maybe that counts. But yeah, they're protected. So kind of have a stalemate with Buddy here, and we're gonna have to figure out what to do with them, because honestly I like him and I think he's fine, but we have dogs. They're not out here yet at this property, but we have 2 dogs, but they're like 40 and 70 pounds, so he doesn't pose a threat to him right now. But in a few years, or when he starts to get bigger, and he's very aggressive clearly because he's little, he could be bad to have dogs around, obviously. But for the moment, he seems to be all right. And it's kind of really funny to have an alligator in our pond that we've been feeding bass and catching brim and all that kind of stuff. Now we have a little pet gator. Something that is really great so far that I see about the pond, after kind of evaluating after not having been here for about a month or so, more like 2 months, that there is a absurd amount of bait flipping around. And I don't know if there's shiners that we put in, or there's just a lot of minnows and mosquito fish doing really well, but there's a ton of bait. And since I've been out here, I've been seeing the bass feeding, and there's plecos swimming around here now, which, to be honest, when I first had the pond, I don't remember ever seeing plecos, but when all the flooding happened, a bunch of plecos got into the pond, and that's probably when these little alligators made their move in the ponds. Not that alligators can't move over land, obviously, and that's how they travel in between bodies of water, but the flooding definitely had a big part of these gators getting in here. Now there's plecos, there seems to be a lot more bait fish, but we're gonna continue trying to be more consistent with pond videos if you guys enjoy them, and gonna stock shiners more often here. And I think what could be really fun is go and try to net a bunch of live shad, and those things spread really well, and I think that would be a great bait fish to put in these ponds here. I really just want to get a healthy ecosystem going and get some giant largemouth bass. He's coming, anything that touches the water, he comes over and investigates. Chomp the log. It's a log. You can't eat it. Stop. Stop. He's just sitting there chewing on the piece of mulch. There you go. He finally spit it out. He figured it out. Good boy. So there's obviously a reason you don't feed alligators, and people say don't feed alligators. We definitely have not fed this alligator here, and there's a reason they say don't, because once alligators start getting fed, they see humans as a source of food. Now luckily we're on private land right now, and so no one should ever be around this pond unless they have our consent to be around this pond, unless someone breaks in here. But on public land, when alligators get fed, they start to see humans as a source of food, and that's how people get attacked by alligators. So you hear stories about people being attacked in places like that you'd never expect, like public parks, like golf courses, because people feed them, they see them as potential sources of food, and they can't differentiate that the person has food or the person is food, because frankly, in an alligator, they are both of those things. I don't really know what the plan is with little Buddy here, because legally and technically, we can't do anything with them unless we call a trapper, and I'm not gonna call a trapper on a 2-foot alligator, and it's not like I'm afraid to handle a 2-foot alligator. And we aren't technically allowed to feed him either, but I think he makes a beautiful addition to this pond. Really brings some character, and I don't think if anyone else has a alligator in YouTube ponds, so look at that, we're doing something new here. he's so over the mulch being thrown at him. He's like, I know this isn't food. You guys suck. It's nice. So right now he's little and will have basically no repercussions on, I feel like, the bass population in this pond. But eventually, if he got big enough, he would be eating the largemouth bass that are in here. Something keeps popping its head up in this pond, and I have no idea what it is. It doesn't look like a turtle. I just see these two little beady eyes pop up. I don't know if it's a snake or another little alligator, but I keep seeing something pop its head up. There's a lot of weird things going on in this pond right now, but he's a real superstar right now. I think we shall have to give him a name. Our family has seemed to dub him Ziggy, and that's what everyone's been calling him. That's a name that they came up with, so I think it seems fitting for now until we learn more about this little guy. But what a weird turn of events here for our pond. This has been a strange update, I'll say that. It's been the alligator update. And look at this little son of a gun creeping in on me when I'm not looking at him. Like, that is the thing about alligators. I'm not kidding. If you turn, they're predators. Just down to the core, they're predators. If you turn your backs away from them and don't look at them, that's when they try to ambush you. And I've been bass fishing, and I have a video where me and my friend Jet are bass fishing. We have like a 9-foot alligator following our boat around, and anytime you turn away, instantly it would pick up speed and come at you. And so, scared him. Instantly it would pick up speed and come at you. And they're aware of when you're looking at them and when they're not. And they're ambush predators, so that's how they catch everything, just by slowly lurking up and snatching them from behind. Back home. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the update on the pond video. Definitely has taken an interesting turn. It's not really surprising to me that there's an alligator in the pond, because there's a lot of sources of water nearby the pond where it would only be a little bit of a walk for him to get to, or even when it flooded for him to swim there. It's very plausible, but definitely super interesting. Leave some comments below and let me know what you guys think. One, about the alligator, and two, what should we do with them? Like, you know, should we just keep him around the pond and just see what he does? Should I get a trapper to remove him? Because not that I'm not capable of removing him myself, but if I'm going to do it and put it online, I want everything to be right and legal and, you know, actually be a good person. But let me know what you guys think about little baby Ziggy Gator that we got running around the pond now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. It'll keep you up to date whenever I post videos. That's what subscribing does. I appreciate you guys very much. Until next time, see ya.